Hey guys, this is Tyler here. It is September 28th, and I want to discuss here why younger guys, especially generation Y and Z, should not use OnlyFans. Okay, firstly, OnlyFans, for anyone who's not aware, this website's a very popular website that's grown a lot this past year in Western markets. It's basically like a cam girl / risque photos and videos type of website, and it's very popular, as I said, for many guys in America and some Western countries. It's grown tremendously. A lot of it due to the COVID shutdown and the fact that a lot of people were stuck indoors. I think a lot of guys unable to go on dates or who are single, who are unable to find girls in person to go out with, were going on to OnlyFans. And it's, like I said, kind of like a cam girl service, and you have to pay. You pay for different tiers of accounts, and in turn you get so much each month that you can view. And it's a very interesting website, but at the same time I think it's very unnecessary for most younger guys out there. Firstly, as a younger guy, if you really want to access what you could find on OnlyFans, you could probably just Google and find most of this kind of content if that was your thing. You may not get the more personal touch there, but you would still get most of the same features, most of the same experiences. Now, this is the thing about it. I don't think most guys that are using these services or paying for these services have the mindset that they're simply using it to view these photos / videos. They're, I think, often using these services to essentially help financially support these women on the services. It's kind of like, there's of course Patreon, and there's some other kind of risque websites out there that guys have been paying to use now for many years. And this is kind of no different. These websites tend to, if they become popular, they tend to make a lot of money. They're a huge money maker websites for the owners and management. They tend to be low cost relative to profit. And like in OnlyFans case, I think their profit for the past year has been 100 or 200 million or something, and that doesn't factor in this year. Up until the end of this year, it's crazy how much the site grosses. As I stated before, it's very popular for a certain demographic of guys. Understand though, a lot of the guys that use this service tend to fall in the lower spectrum of guys in terms of S&B scale, and they tend to be kind of the guys that have a very difficult time in the dating and relationship scene. This type of website is kind of like, I guess you could say, the new version of gentleman clubs of the 1990s, kind of like this but in a virtual format. And that's kind of my perception of it. It's important to understand the typical guy that usually uses this type of website. Like I said before, you could go onto Google and find most of this type of content. You don't need to be paying for this. But like I said before, also, I don't think it's the only intention of these guys. I think many of them like the feeling that they're supporting these women on the website. For many reasons though, like I stated before, I think you're best off as a guy avoiding these type of websites. First, you don't need to be supporting anyone that you're never going to meet in person. And understand that most of these gals probably have some kind of boyfriend or partner or something. They have someone there that's probably getting that part of them. So you're really just paying for their lifestyles. And in some cases, these ladies have made like major money. There was one where she made like $2 million in a week or 2 weeks. It was insane. Many of them are making $10,000 to $100,000 a month. It's absolutely insane, honestly. As long as guys continue paying for these services and using them, they're just continuing to support these types of websites and this aspect of culture now. A guy should learn that if they're having to use these sites to support a woman, that woman's probably not going to be interested in the first place. I can almost assure you that 90% of the guys that these women actually date or maybe married to are not the type of guys that would be using these services. So understand that. And I think it's often also better to actually have more real life encounters, have more face-to-face encounters with females, with women. Don't use these kind of services. It's very one-sided here also, because as a guy, it doesn't really challenge you. You basically are entertained by someone else, but it's not really, there's not a two-way street here. And that's one of the biggest issues I see with these kind of sites. I think it's also destructive for society. It's destructive for these ladies. It's destructive for guys. A lot of it is psychological issues that I think it causes. Many guys, it lowers their self-esteem. They maybe think they can contact these girls and they'll respond to them and be interested in meeting them in real life, which is often not the case. So you end up basically like you're just supporting this kind of lifestyle, and it's really, often it's not necessary. You could probably find other productive pursuits that would enable you to actually meet girls in real life, and where you wouldn't have to use like these cam girl services. Also understand that you're supporting the company. It's not just the person using it. You're supporting the founders, owners, management of these companies. And these guys, of course, usually have lots and lots of money. They're very wealthy, some of them. These guys, I think, they don't deserve to be supported. You shouldn't be supporting this. And also note that there's dating apps out there you could use to try meet girls online to actually go on dates with. Like I said, there's free content out there if that is something you want. But you surely don't have to be paying through a subscriber service for this OnlyFans service. I mean, I think it's absolutely crazy. And OnlyFans also has recently been getting a line of these more famous people that have created accounts, and which is also helps them a lot, because obviously it brings a lot more people onto the site. And due to the fact these women have a lot of notoriety, naturally they get a lot of fans who I guess simply want to see them in this less closed form, we might say. And I know the likes of Mia Khalifa, and there's a famous race car driver. There's been some other famous women athlete and entertainers that have signed up for these services or accounts to make some money. And I think it's absolutely crazy, honestly. I think it's absurd, but it is what it is. And as a guy, you can choose that I'm not going to support this. I'm simply not going to make an account and continue to finance these types of people, these lifestyles. And also understand that you're not really building your own relationship skills. You're just simply, as I said before, it's a very one-way street here. You're just simply getting a service or entertainment rather than actually enhancing your ability to connect and to grow with the person. And that's key. And also understand the type of women on these kind of services, they're usually really bad quality. I don't think most guys, honestly, would want to go out with these girls or would want to be in a relationship with them in the first place. Trust me on this. These are really not like great quality women here. A lot of them have drug, have alcohol, have other substance problems. They have family problems, perhaps have been to prison or jail. There are many problems here. A lot of like narcissism, of course, and all these are all the issues you don't see behind the surface or behind the scenes of these gals with these profiles. And this is just what it is. It's of course not a sustainable lifestyle, and it's very destructive. It's horrible, honestly. And also understand that more and more guys sign up for this, more girls are going to be selling themselves virtually online. They're of course destroying their reputations in real life, pending that they're exposing their face and everything, but more and more of them are going to create these types of profiles and have accounts. It's just going to cause more of the simping behavior from guys. So to decrease this happening, it's best just not to feed into it. Stay away from it. Guaranteed feel better psychologically if you don't use this kind of service, and you'll just be more likely to pursue relationships in real life. My final recommendation for guys, if they're in a situation, they're having a lot of trouble in this realm, just focus on building your own self and growing your own strengths. And through this, you honestly will lower your interest in these kind of services. If you're a guy that already has this kind of profile, if you have an account, go away from it for a few weeks or a month and see how much you really need it. You probably don't need it as much as what you think. I always thought, like, when I was a bit younger, when I was trying to get away from watching TV and everything in video games, after going away from video games for a few months, I realized, it was around 15, I was so busy with school and other activities, I don't really need it. And when I went back to it, it wasn't that appealing for me. I actually like to do stuff more in real life. I realized it was the same with television. I kind of weaned myself off TV around the age of 18 or 19, and since then it was kind of the same effect. I really realized I didn't need it. I'd like to do stuff more in real life, and it's the same thing with guys who have this OnlyFans obsession. Go away from it for a while, maybe actually pursue real relationships. You'll realize you really don't need it, and you can go without it. Just get rid of your account. But that's kind of my feeling on this, and I look forward to your feedback below. Thank you.